I just don't understand. It's like, what does it matter to them if the door is pink or peeling in 2 years? They think we're gonna be here for 2 years? I walked into this place. This wall did not exist. It was like a shithole. And I was like, I love it. It was so ugly. So I was like, it feels like home. Like we have a home base finally.
My vision is not this. This is chaos. You can.
No, I mean this is bad for business, but I've walked away.
I don't care who
from
sees
it.
it. I just
Jared cannot have access.
When I walk in here, I want to go to a cabinet or a rack or something.
True. I didn't know.
Hey,
Well, Cody doesn't want one now.
It smells like bubblegum.
I felt it does smell like bubblegum.
I wish we can get a video.
I smell it. It absolutely smells.
I smell absolutely not one thing.
Not so much hint.
Here.
Oh, I like visually smell that.
Smell the middle where it's clean.
It's like Trident.
That smells like
Get a fake?
dead ass acetone.
No.
Like it.
No.
You okay?
Like I don't even get a hint of it.
Sometimes we feel like it's superstitious to plan anything ahead of time, so we're afraid to build white shelves because I was like, we're never going to get hired for white shelves again, and we're literally going to use them right now.
Because I'm forcing it because she made them build white shelves. I was gonna do
But
that.
yeah, we broke the spell. And I will admit when I'm wrong, when I'm actually wrong. Just very rare, you know? Then we build this on site, the day of. They tell us it's very complicated in that, but we're like, just get it done, you know? Cody, he has a weird ass job. So do we all, but his is really strange. So he's more on the jobs because he's really good at sales and he's really good at knowing what the client wants. So he'll come here in the morning, you check on the guys, make sure they're like, kind of, but if we get busy, then you don't have time for that really.
Right.
So it kind of depends.
Just every day.
Sometimes Cody's doing other jobs in the morning too before our main job. So sometimes we bring them before, sometimes we evaluate the situation and bring them later. It really just depends. It also depends on the budget, it depends on the space, it depends on, like for me, I like to show up with some bins because I feel like our team sorts faster if there's bins, but it's a scary line because sometimes they overuse product if they have the bins. So, and then it's hard to undo product.
Yeah.
You know, like, so I don't know. I go back and forth. If it's y'all, I always show up with bins. Because I kind of know, like, some of the bins that y'all like, so I always show up with bins.
What are the bins for? They're trash or something?
Maybe basket would be more appropriate. Yeah. But yeah, all their shit basically goes in this. Yeah.
What?
The door,
things have to go in a bin.
Yeah,
this is kind of the only way
for it
to manage America these days. Everyone has so much stuff, you have to put it in a bin and label it. Every once in a while, if it's, you can market style where you just place it on the shelf and you don't have to have a bin, but that's for like minimalists, and
so it would be like
very few of our clients are actually minimalists. They are people that desperately need bins. If it's not in a bin, it has to be in a drawer with a divider. So it's like ding, ding, ding.
22, 24.
Does that make sense? Basically, we use the bins because if we didn't have the bins, we'd be there for days. The bins help us move fast.
They also don't understand that that's what they're looking for, is the bin. Like the look of the bin, they're looking for it to look like seamless, all of it. Like they don't want to see their stuff, you know? They're always shocked by how many bins go in, but like
the bins contain there's a science behind it.
Now listen, I'll do it with no product if that's what you want, but you're gonna be unhappy.
Well, it's gonna look like
and
shit.
It also won't work. That
a lot of people will tell us they don't, I don't need it to be pretty, all I care about is the function, and that's just like a quick way to lose us because it's like, at that point, the whole science behind this is that the mind wants to keep up pretty spaces. Like this morning, I was organically putting back my kids' things because it's cute. You know, I wasn't even thinking about it. I was on the phone and I was putting it up. Why? Because it's cute and I want to match the cute. I want it to go back to being cute.
Yeah.
The brain works like that. If the brain likes it, it's going to keep it. If the brain doesn't like it, it's going to be a pain in the butt to clean up every day, I think.
Pretty early on, I felt like we needed to be able to add shelves, and that's kind of how it started. Yeah. All I wanted was to be able to add a shelf or two. It quickly became like a shelf or 13. You know, I wanted 13 new shelves and I wanted it to be adjustable and I wanted it to be all of these. With that, I'm looking at, you know, container stores options for drawer dividers, and there was like a missed opportunity to me that it doesn't fit the way I want it to, or this or that. I gave up the drawer dividers because it's a pain in the ass. Alex holds on to them for dear life. But that was my dream, you know? So we still do that.
Yeah, there's everything that we've done has been because we wanted it on the job. Like,
Yeah.
if we are in a closet and we're like, okay, we could either buy 16 acrylic shelves from Container Store, which are like 40 a piece, but they're kind of flimsy and they don't
hold
so
weight.
long, they don't hold that much. So it'd be better, and it'd be honestly more affordable and just more of a functioning situation if we had the guys add a bunch of shelves.
And
that
it
go all the way
also-
across.
It also looked a lot more tailored and custom to these like very nice homes that we're going into. It felt weird to put a product that felt like it didn't belong, I would say.
Right, yeah. What was so crazy is we'd go in there and we only had Cody, so we're like, hey, buddy, we need you to put in 16 shelves. He doesn't even know how to put in a shelf, you know? And I'm like, do it and do it now, you know? You can, you will.
Yeah.
This is gonna be the office. Yeah, so this will be the office. There'll be desks and chairs. We have a custom furniture piece that we built that's gonna go right here. So it'll be our home base. What's so funny?
Hey, are you at Container Store yet? Okay, get like smart stores, bin clips. They have 0 smart stores of any kind. Yeah, because if it's gross, I'm not.
Depends on the
using it.
project. Closets are minimum right now 7.5, 8 hours with our whole team. Pantries 5.5, 6 if it's like a medium to large pantry. Kitchens whole day 8 hours, no matter what, because people on our team don't really know what to do in the kitchen.
But yeah, this time of the year is our slowest year. It doesn't, people wouldn't think that we're slow because they don't have a clue. Yeah, we have a job every day, at least one, but when we're busy, we have 3 to 4 jobs a day. So that's
Yeah.
the amount of communication that has to happen, and between 25 people and bringing on every single person that has any association with Lady Lanes. It's hard.
So most days you come in and this is where I work. This is where the guys work, and when we do projects together, usually one guy's running a saw here, one guy's running a saw here, and someone's doing assembly work over here. This is our miter station where you do a lot of trim, smaller cuts to make things square, you know, mitered ends, baseboards, and things like that. This is the main saw, our current main saw. We have a lot of equipment in here, but we're still getting set up. Once everything's kind of able to be used, we'll have multiple saw stations. But for now, this is our main table saw, which has a ton of clearance, so you can run giant sheets of plywood like that. The depth of closet shelving would be something like this, and then you can do cross cuts at a different station. But that table saw is basically what rips down all the sheet goods. Makes trim pieces like this. That's a piece of white oak, it's really nice. This is our paint booth, which is really neat because you can come over here, there's already paper laid down, the walls have plastic on them, and you can bring a piece, sprayed in this little area, ventilate out there. It's great, it's already set up, it saves a lot of time to have such a big space and be able to assemble your furniture or cabinets or whatever it may be. It kind of escalated slowly, you know, I started hanging pictures and just fixing doorknobs and cabinets and things that I could kind of pick up just learning from, you know, friends that were in the trade or something online. There's a lot of ways in today's age where you can honestly just pick up a craft and figure it out. The greatest need in a home is more shelves. A lot of people, they already have something built and they were like, hey, I just need more space. I don't have a crazy budget, but what can you do to like give me some more space? So shelves became the #1 go-to, which, I mean, it's not that difficult, but you can make it as basic and functional or nice and, you know, exceptional as you want. So that came easy to me. I mean, it's hard to work around walls in homes because they're old and a lot of the corners are strange, and you have to kind of like cope around those edges to make something fit, especially out of wood. You have to cut it a certain way. I fell into that and I got most of my practice with that. A little bit of OCD nature in that, you know, I'm a perfectionist, so I took it very seriously, and that's what got me into, from shelves, very comfortable with that, I got into cabinets. And cabinet making is one of the best ways to add storage to a home. You can make a lot of cool things, accent walls, put an accent wall with a cabinet, you know, make a space look aesthetically pretty, designed well, and functions. I mean, what would make a space perfect would be I think just like multiple stations where you can build efficiently. You know, we have a lot of saws, and once those are set up and once our storage is set up, I think you'll be able to come in here and just like knock out whatever it is that someone wants, whether that be, you know, a cabinet manufacturing facility, which I think we can get to, or, you know, just custom pieces. If someone wants a giant 20-foot French oak table, you know, we can order that and come in here and finish it in our paint station and cut all our pieces in all the different areas. There's a lot of potential.
So you can't really tell, but these will have doors on them. And so Italo, Jared, Cody, and then Marisol, Kristen, and me and Liz all get a locker. And then we get a drawer. We're gonna put like our photos in here, our laptops, our notebooks, and all like the little things that we use every day to plan and stuff. Like Kristen and Marisol will have all of their like design sketches and stuff that they do for clients, mood boards and stuff. And then the guys will probably just have like, kind of similar, like just their like sketch pads. Like, so for everything that we do, we make like a little design. So this is my husband's idea, you know, but it's expensive. So I had to talk everybody else into it. This is how like a normal day will roll. I get this idea from someone, it like hits with my gut. I'm like, yeah, I like that. Can I talk everybody else into it? Because you have to understand, every time we spend money, it takes money out of everybody's pocket. So we're like this little community of like, okay, let's build this thing, and everybody made less money. That's how, you know, it works. So we first were gonna build this, and we were gonna put it in here. And it was to give the guys somewhere to put their stuff. But when I really started to look around, I was like, oh my gosh, they have so much more stuff than I realized. This isn't gonna do anything. So then I was like, we'd already started to build it. So I was like, I kind of have to like navigate a different idea for this. And Kristen was like, well, if we could paint it a paint color that I'm into, then I'm all about it being in the office, and we can make it the background for a lot of photos, and we can use it and like, you know, that kind of thing. So it's been on a journey, this piece. Every time you do something that moves you forward, we all have to like be in agreement about it, or we will all be really mad at each other because money goes into this, time goes into this, communication goes into this, whatever. But so anyway, so we spent an entire day picking this paint color. It was not easy. We did a lot of tests. We mixed it 1,000 different ways, and we took pictures of it before to make sure that it would be what we wanted. And then it's kind of funny because it's actually in the brown line. It's not in the pink line. It looks pink, but in different lightings, it can totally look brown. So we ended up spending an entire day dedicated to this. Well, I had already picked a paint color, but it was like $1,000. And the guys were like, that's insane. Another problem with our personalities, it's like we kind of get rolling, and then we just make the project bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. This has literally been the problem with Lady Lanes. We started this, and it was just gonna be some simple white lockers that came in here, and then we're like, okay, no, we're gonna put some really expensive paint on it and lacquer, because we're gonna put it in our office that wasn't even built at the time. That didn't have walls at all. So then we added those walls back there. And once we added walls, then Kristen was like, okay, I need the walls floated because now I wanna add wainscoting, which before we weren't, this office wasn't even gonna barely be used. So now we've put luxury paint in the office and wainscoting. Now we're adding a huge table we're gonna have the guys build. So this thing has turned into like a, you know, $50,000 investment into the office. And why? I guess we're just like led. Like we're led. Like if we all agree on it, then we believe in it, and it usually works out. A spot like this is just a piece of it. Eventually, and probably not that far out, we would move to more of like a larger flex space, because it seemed so big when we started, but it's really not big enough. So we'll have a place where we can have samples, and we can have like showcase moments where people can understand the different things we can do in a closet, the different things we can do in a pantry, kitchen, etc. So this is kind of where we're starting. And we try to be smart about not wasting money on overhead and stuff like that, because we want to do more.